Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Tuesday, and that means it's Tunisian Tuesday. So today we're going to be doing a stitch pattern, and I am going to be using my eye hook or 5.5mm hook, and I have this DK weight yarn here, which it is paint box DK weight. And as you can see, I have a new background here. I just redid the top of this desk, and this is my first video using the new top, so I hope you like it. I really do, and I will be featuring this in a crochet chat. So if you want to see how I did it, stay tuned for that. And during that process, I got an injury, so you know, I couldn't get through it unscathed, but that's okay. I'll be all right. I can still crochet. That's all that matters. All right, so to do this stitch pattern, we need to chain a multiple of 2. So why don't we chain 10? And this is a really easy one, and I actually have a pattern that uses this stitch pattern. So I have 10 chains here, and I can post a link for that particular pattern. It's a cowl pattern. And if you've never done Tunisian crochet before, I do have a complete playlist that goes over the basics. All right, so we have our 10 chains here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work in that back bump of the chain. So we're going to turn our chain over, and then in that second chain from our hook, working in that back bump, we're just going to pull up a loop. And we're going to continue to pull up loops. And we will have 10 loops on our hook. Now, like I said before, I do have a complete playlist that goes over the basics of Tunisian crochet. So if you've never done it before, you can check that out, and that will help you get started in learning how to do Tunisian crochet. But this stitch pattern, I would say, is pretty easy. If you know the basics, you shouldn't have too much trouble doing this one. So I've got one more chain to go, and I think I made it a little tight. Plus I'm struggling because I have this band-aid on my finger. Oh, there we go. So we've got our 10 chains on our hook there, so we're going to work these guys off. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. So row 1 is our setup row, and as always, Tunisian crochet is worked in 2 parts. Your first part is you're putting the stitches on, and the second part, which we're doing now, is you're taking the stitches off. And that completes one row. So we have our first row. So let's get ready for row 2. So row 2, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to yarn over. And then in the first 2 vertical bars, we are going to insert our hook in both of those, like we are working a Tunisian crochet simple stitch decrease stitch. So we're working in Tunisian simple stitch. We have these 2 bars. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, then we are going to chain 1. And we're going to do that for the rest of the row. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook in Tunisian simple in the next 2 bars, yarn over, pull through those 2, and chain 1. And we're going to keep doing that across until we get to our last stitch. And yeah, not sure what happened there. Okay, now we need to complete this row. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert our hook in, it looks like a chain there. So we're going to work through that chain. We're going to yarn over, pull through. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 of those, and then we're going to work these guys off. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So the end there is a little bit different than what you normally do in Tunisian crochet. But because this is a taller stitch, that's why we're doing it like that. Because if we do it how I normally end my row, it would not be tall enough. So that's why we're doing that. So there we go. There is row 2. So now we are going to repeat row 2 for however long we want our swatch. But I will do that again just to go over that ending part because it is a little bit different. So row 3, we're going to chain 1, yarn over. We're going to insert our hook into those 2 vertical bars. So the one's a little bit slanted, but it's right there. So both of those, yarn over, pull through those 2, chain 1, yarn over, insert our hook in both of those bars, chain 1. So obviously, as you can see, this produces a more lacy type stitch. And it worked really well in that cowl pattern, and it worked up super fast. Okay, so now we're back to the end, so we're going to yarn over, and we're going to insert our hook into the chain there. Looks like a chain. Pull up that loop, so we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn or chain 1. And now we're ready to continue for the rest of the row here. So then you just repeat that for however long you want your swatch. So I'm going to work a few more rows so you can see the stitch pattern a little bit more, and I will meet you back. Okay, so here is my swatch, and this is a nice, it's kind of more of a flexible stitch, and definitely more of a lace stitch. I use this to make a lacy cowl. You could also use this for like a scarf or a shawl. You know, there's lots of different things that you could use this stitch pattern for. But I thought I would show you how I like to bind these stitches off. So what we're going to do is just bind off in regular Tunisian simple. So I'm going to go in that next stitch there and just work my bind off. And always you want to remember to just keep a nice relaxed hand when you're binding off. You don't want your bind off stitches to be too tight. So I'm just working in each stitch, working that Tunisian simple. And then at the end there, we just work in that chain. And there we go. There is our bind off. So really easy. This worked up super fast. I really like this stitch. I think it's really fun, and it's just one of those that you don't have to think too hard to do it. So it's always nice to have those kind of projects sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.